Hello guys, TavHD here and welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing and setup of this. This is the Goodmans Full HD Action Camera. Now this is not a review. Yes, there will be some footage in this video, but this is not a review. That will be coming soon, hopefully within a week or so of the publishing of this video. So bear that in mind, this is just an unboxing and setup, and a full review will be coming soon. So let's just get on with this video. As you can see, this is exclusive to B&M. Goodmans is a brand which is only sold at B&M, and this is £20. So realistically, is this going to be much good for £20? Probably not. Don't set your standards too high. I certainly haven't, but I'm still very excited to see what this thing can do for such a low price. Hopefully it will actually be usable, so if it is, that will be nice. Let me get a bit of a zoom going on just so it's a bit easier to see what it says on the front of the box. So it is fully waterproof. Protect your device in water up to 30 meters. That's if you use the plastic case that it comes in. Includes a helmet mount, handlebar mount and adhesive mount. Full HD 1080p, 90-degree wide-angle camera, LCD display, self-timer, IPX8 waterproof case, and it has a rechargeable battery. We can also see down there it just says Full HD Action Camera, Full HD 1080p. Got a squirrel on the side. On the back we have more of the specs. It will probably be difficult for you to see that. I'll put a close-up picture of them on screen. It says 2-inch LCD display, 90-degree wide-angle lens, HD video resolution 1080p, HD image resolution up to 12 megapixel, video output 50/60 Hz, single or continuous shooting modes, self-timer function, waterproof up to 30 meters, rechargeable battery, USB port, and micro SD card up to 32 gigabytes supported. This does not come with an SD card, so that is something to bear in mind. On the other side is just like a little speech from Goodmans. Don't really care about that. Let's zoom out and let's take this out of its box. There is some like sticky tape on the sides. Let's just cut through that. I don't have a knife, which is not helpful. There we are. Tape is cut and the plastic just comes off the top of the box, and everything else is inside another box there. This is quite a cool design. This is just like a generic action camera box design, but it does look pretty cool, and the camera is mounted to the top of the box. That is quite cool. I'm not exactly sure how I'm meant to get this off, but that is pretty cool. So let's just leave the camera there for now and take a look at what we get in this box. So I'll just take it all out, move the camera and attached box off to the side, and let's take a look at our accessories. First off, here is our charging cable. This is type A USB to micro USB, not USB-C, but at this price point I'm not exactly surprised. We have another mount piece here. This seems to use just like generic action camera mounting things, which is good. GoPro mounts may work, I'm not too sure. This looks to be the handlebar mount that was mentioned for if you're going to use this on your bike. This looks like a mount just to put it on a tripod, or maybe this is the helmet mount. Bit here that looks tripod-ish too. To be completely honest, I'm not sure which bits are which, but I'm guessing everything it says on the box is here. This looks tripod-ish too, I guess. We have some adhesive here, which is pretty good. So if you're just going to stick this to a surface and leave it there, this is how you can do that, just with that adhesive. And it looks like we have some Velcro-y stuff and a strap here, which is good to see. We have some instructions here too. Don't think I'll be needing these, but of course give them a read if you'd like to. And yeah, in here it tells us exactly what each of the included items is, in case you want to know for sure. Alright, I worked out how to get it off the box. It sort of just slides in and clips down. Let's put it back in so I can demonstrate. Just clips in like that, then squeeze it at the back, and then it comes out. Pretty cool design. Okay, so here's a close-up of the camera, and the first thing we need to do is charge this up fully, and that is just to make sure the battery is in as good of a health as possible. And to do that, we're going to have to take it out of this waterproof casing, and now this bit is quite difficult. This seems to be the same design as a GoPro, but to get this off we need to slide the arrow to the side at the same time as pushing the whole thing backwards, and it opens like that, and we should be able to flap it out, and here we go. Here is the little camera, and there's the power button on the front, and we can take this plastic off the screen. There we are. And there's also some plastic over the lens we'll need to take off, so let's take that off. There we are. And now let's use the included charging cable and charge this up for a while. Before I put this on charge, I will say that once it is charging, the light will go red, indicating that it's charging. Once the light goes out, that is when we know it has finished charging. So I will get the USB cable. It's not very long, but it does say only to use the included one. Now a lot of companies do say that, and honestly nothing bad will probably happen if you don't use the included one. But for the sake of this video and for the sake of first charge, I'm going to do what it says just to minimise the risk of anything going wrong. So now let's plug this in and let it charge up for a while. Alright, so it's been some time and this now has some battery in it, so let's insert our SD card. Here is the one I've got. This is a 32GB card, which is the maximum capacity one you can put in. Goes in with the gold contacts facing forwards, just in case you want to know. And now we can turn this thing on and it should be able to work. There we are, nice tacky sounding welcome there. And that is a very, very low quality screen, although that is to be expected. Also, it's not a touch screen. I'm not sure why I thought it would be at this price point, but it's not. We can control it with the navigation buttons on the side here. So straight away, I'm going to try and get a better angle of the screen for you. So this is quite a little difficult screen to record, but we will go with it. Let's press OK, and it has instantly started recording. Looking at the settings, it looks like we have microphone turned off, and we're also in 720p. This can record up to 1080p, so I will change that in a moment. But let's now stop that. And I'm going to play that back just to see what it looks like, and if it did work I will have already overlaid it for you to see, but now I'm going to give it a quick look too. Okay, so unsurprisingly that wasn't the greatest looking video I've ever witnessed, but you know, that is to be expected. If I press the power button again, which is also the option button, that's now on photography mode, so let's take a single photo. That will do. And let's just now go into the setup and we can go through this. I want to change the resolution up to 1080p. Realistically, that's what you should have it set to. Yeah, that's okay. Exposure, that'll be fine. All that will be fine for now. Record audio on. We do want audio. Date stamp, I don't want that on, so I'll turn that off. Image size, we want probably the nicest image size possible, if possible. Yep, quality, normal, I guess. All that looks fine to me. Frequency, 50 or 60 hertz. I'm going to leave it at 50. There's some other things in here too that I'm not too interested in. We can change the date and time. It's wrong. I'm not going to bother changing that for now. I don't think, although I don't actually know how to get out of it, which is helpful, I guess. There we are, just had to press the menu button on the front. Car mode, not sure what that is, but we're going to leave it off. More things through here, and now we are back to the beginning, so let's go back. And now let's try making a little video now that it's in 1080p. Alright, so I think that's where I'm going to leave it for this video. I've done a bit more messing around with this, I am more familiar with it, but everything will be discussed in the review and more in-depth video I make about this in the future. You've seen the video quality, just say quickly, indoors. Is it brilliant? No. Is it terrible? Actually no. I'm quite impressed. For £20, this does seem to be quite decent from what I've tested so far, but of course it's going to take longer to know for sure, and that's what the more in-depth video will be about. So thank you for watching this unboxing and setup. Hopefully it was interesting and helpful in some way, and hopefully you can stay tuned for the next video I make about this thing. Here it is. It still seems to be working just fine, and it now is fully charged. I could do with setting the time and date correctly. That's not a big problem for now, and yeah, I'm actually quite impressed with this little thing from the few minutes I've had messing with it. I'm gonna do some more testing over the coming days, and that will be in the next video about this. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you later. Goodbye.